Welcome to the latest Watercolors Aquarium Gallery video brought to you from the Aquarium Rush Studios in downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan. Today we're going to do a review of the Oase filters.
Talking about the glamorous world of filtration.
Ooh.
I think the last time we talked about this was just to say we set one up.
Although, as far as glamorous filters go, this is kind of like the bells and whistles one.
They are very, very cool filters. They take some issues with aquariums and address them directly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to real quick talk about the lines here. There's two different lines of the Oase. Well, actually, there's a couple of different lines, but there's two that we carry. All the ones we carry are the Thermos.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Biomaster Thermo 250, and this is the FiltoSmart Thermo 100. The 50 series and the 100 series is 100, 200, 300, and there's 250, 350. They're a little bit confusing, but there's some differences.
You're killing me already.
I know.
Alright.
Essentially, there's the littler version and the bigger version.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can see it when we've got them back to back, and even though this is just a literally smaller one, but
Yeah.
this one's like double wide, this one's a little bit more simple.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yep. So the big sell point of the Oase filters is the thermal. That means the heater is in the filter, not in your tank.
Such a cool innovation.
It is perfect. And now I'm going to try to get this out here, which
I think there's a tab.
there's the tab. There we go. So there's the heater, and it is a removable heater, which means if something goes wrong with your heater, you can replace it. You don't have to trash the whole filter.
But the odds that something's going wrong with your heater are significantly lower, like by degrees.
Right.
Because usually why a heater fails is it gets exposed to air. This heater will never be exposed to air unless you're like, ooh, let's look at that.
Right, exactly. When we're cleaning these filters out because of that issue that can happen with heaters, one thing I do is, you'll notice there are two separate plugs, one for the heater and one for the filter. Unplug your heater and wait a couple of minutes. With that filter running will cool that heater down to make sure temperature is not an issue, and then unplug your filter to clean. They are very cleanable at this size. Simply pull those apart. There's a locking feature in the input and output tubes. So if you turn that slightly, that locks it, and then that comes out. Now that is closed. And if there's a close-up here, I'll show Amy so she can vouch for it, right? You turn that.
Oh yeah.
Turn that way, and now you can see through.
Nice.
Right? What that does is, that means you can keep this filter attached to your aquarium. You can keep your input and your output tubes just on the aquarium. You can leave those sit there while you take this into the kitchen or the bathroom or wherever it is and get it all nice and cleaned out.
This is very clearly a well thought out design.
Yes. Inside, we've got plenty of room for biological, two different versions of mechanical filtration. There's a spot here you can add some chemical filtration if you want. Yeah, so there's it's a great pre-filter option. Clean it thoroughly.
My personal favorite design feature here is that the heater is directly surrounded by the biomedia chamber.
Right.
Because biomedia is most efficient at the warmer ends that we normally keep tanks, like around 80 degrees. So having it right next to the heater makes it better at biologically filtering the tank. And that's really cool.
And this is nice and compact. This is a filter for up to a 30-gallon tank.
Mm-hmm.
Great option. Is the Biomaster the one that we have set up here, or is that a FiltoSmart as well?
We have a FiltoSmart set up here.
Okay.
We've had that running on one of our displays now for 7, 8, 9 months, something like that.
Yeah. And the best thing I have to say about it is I don't have anything to say about it.
It works great.
It has been working.
My one complaint on the Oase filters is the way their input and output parts look. They're kind of chunky, black plastic. Mm-hmm. The ones on the Biomaster series are really quite large. And to me, they stick out a little bit too much in the aquarium. They're just a little bit unsightly. It works fine.
If I remember correctly, does this have a spray bar, or does it just have like a regular?
It has an optional spray bar.
Okay.
You can hook a spray bar to it if you want to.
Interesting.
For us, the workaround with that was pretty easy. The Seachem Aqua Vitro stainless steel input and output tubes are absolutely beautiful. That stainless steel is still opaque, so it hides any algae that might grow inside the filter tube. I think that an Oase filter with that stainless steel is fantastic.
And it's so sleek.
It's so beautiful.
In our case, it matches very well with the stainless steel finish of the Twin Star we have on the
Yeah.
right.
It's a pretty good
And
combination.
it's a fairly reasonable upgrade when you've got a tank set up. I always want to tell people, like, for you aquarium couples, which there are tons out there, that's
Yep.
like the best present that somebody can get. You don't want to spend the money on yourself, but they look so cool and they make a big difference. And pretty much everybody with a canister would want one, I think.
I think you're right. So if we move up to the Biomaster series, again, it still has an integrated heater. It's got a larger capacity chamber, so you can put more stuff in it.
It's chunky.
It's chunky. But the really nice feature about this is cleaning the pre-filter. All right, so there's a locking position and an unlock position on both of these. There's a lever, right? So the first thing you do is,
Smooth.
yes, that goes nice and smooth for unlocking your, same kind of deal. If you want to take this whole thing out and clean the whole thing. Otherwise, if you don't need to clean the whole thing, but you just want to clean your pre-filter, put that back in. That stays in the lock position. Unplug it so there's no flow. Switch that. Lock. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so the way that this works is if you don't want to clean the whole thing, but you just want to clean out your pre-filter, put that in the unlock position, which stops the flow going in and out of the tubes. Make sure everything is unplugged before you do that. Then you move the pre-filter into the unlock position. This comes out, clean your pre-filter, pop it back in.
That's actually quite
Boom.
clever. It's like
I
the two
actually-
men pushing the button.
It is, it's great.
You can't
When this is locked
open
in.
it with the filter running.
Yeah.
That's a great fail-safe to have because I have done that on a Fugal canister filter and it's not pretty.
It's a good way to make a mess. So this is the pre-filter tube. Now, the one complaint, we're using a couple of these out in the field. We have them installed on some of our service aquariums. And the one complaint that the techs have is how good the pre-filter is. It clogs and slows flow down if these aren't cleaned on a regular basis. So with those service tanks that were not there absolutely every single week, some of those were there every 2 weeks, by the time they get there, the filtration can be slowed down.
Mhm.
You can buy replacement more coarse pre-filters. They're not going to take out the fine particulates as much, but you won't have to clean your pre-filters off. Now for a home aquarium with how easy this thing is to take out and clean, I don't think that's an
You
issue.
may as well just do
I was
it.
about to say, for once a week maintenance for something that's this simple, I'd take that over,
Yes.
you know, some filters I keep at home. I'm now reevaluating some of my home things.
And it'll save you a lot of the big maintenance of like pulling it all apart, dumping it out as regularly. I've definitely heard some of the people who don't like canister filters call them nitrate factories.
Yes.
You get all this stuff
Yes.
in there and it still circulates, and then it just becomes a chamber to accept decomposing material versus an actual filter to strip it out.
Right.
This sort of
There's a
steps
little,
in between that.
Oh, I missed.
there's a
A
little
little tab.
tab that's got to line up somewhere that I can't see at my end.
Oh,
there you go.
There we go.
As long as it's
Once you
lined up.
just do it, it's easy.
Plus it has a handle.
It does have a handle.
That's
Now,
neat.
the fine filter, that means it takes out very fine particulates. So this filter does an amazing job of being very, very crystal clear water. Same feature with the heater. There's a little lever back here. Heater can pop right out. Again, make sure the heater is unplugged if you're going to pop the heater out.
Is this the same line of heaters that's in this?
It is the same line of heaters. Yep.
Oh.
That's the Oase line of heaters, which for us, we're very particular about the heaters that we use around here.
Mhm.
We don't sell cheap heaters. We've killed more money in fish than we would have saved buying a more expensive heater.
Mhm.
So pretty much we carry the Fluval M series and we carry the Oase heaters.
Yeah.
And that's it. These seem to perform fantastic.
Yeah.
So
So I think then the Filtosmart and the Biomaster, this just has way more space for media.
it does.
Yeah.
It's for bigger tanks.
Mhm.
Yep. those people that are, lots of those people that are competing in some of the international aquascaping contests, they're using Oase or they're using the ADA Superjets. Those are the two main filters that you see when they give their little descriptions. And it's the Oase, I think the main feature for them, I know Jeff Miyake would say his main feature is that you clean that pre-filter off and get that crystal clear sparkled water.
Yeah, the tank that we've added this to is looking great.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So there we go. What do you guys think?
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
One for each line.
It's something that seems too good to be true, and really it lives up to our expectations, and that's about as good of a review as we can give it.
Yeah, I was really skeptical when we got it in. I thought this was really gimmicky.
Right.
Yeah.
The build quality seems really solid. It's really strong, really good plastic. The moving features, those things really do move smoothly.
Yeah.
I think it's just fantastic.
Yeah, very well designed. Very happy with them.
Cool. If you guys have one at home, let us know what you guys think.
Sure.
Come on into the gallery if you want to see one up and running. We can talk about them in a little bit more detail if you are really interested.
Yeah, what did we miss? Let us know what questions you have about these. Let us know if there's anything else you want us to review in the future. We definitely have our products that we love here and some that we're not as big of fans of. And if there's something that you want to know if we like, let us know and we'll do one of these videos for you. Subscribe to see them.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Let's have lots of fun and keep those hands fun.